Hey everybody, it's Charles, and I have a special guest today. I'm super excited. Her name is Emily Fletcher. She's also the founder of Ziva Meditation.
That's me.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Such a beautiful space.
We do what we can.
Yeah, I know. It's so gorgeous, and it's in New York City, right near Times Square, where all the hustle and bustle is.
Where we need it the most.
Yes. So tell me a little bit about Ziva Meditation. How did you get started? And tell me the little story.
Yeah, so it's a bit of an unlikely journey from Broadway showgirl to meditation teacher.
Okay.
So I was actually on Broadway for 10 years.
Wow.
I did 5 Broadway shows, 3 national tours, and it's what I wanted to do since I was a little girl.
That's impressive. Where did you move from?
Tallahassee, Florida.
Wow.
Just 7 minutes
Small town dreams, right?
Well, I did sing the national anthem at the opening of the Super Walmart. I don't want to intimidate you or anything,
but... we might ask for a little bit of that later.
So yeah, I was on Broadway for 10 years, and my last show was a chorus line, and I was understudying 3 of the lead roles, which basically means you show up to work and have no idea which character you're playing.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty intense, like stress all the time.
But great training, I bet, because you're just picking things up and just being like a little sponge.
Yeah, you have to learn very quickly. You have to hold many things in one awareness. So 2 of the roles I was very good at, one I was not very good at, and that ended up being the one I was going on for all the time.
So it's funny how the universe works, right?
Yeah, just testing you.
Yeah.
So I was living my life in a constant state of anxiety and stress, and I was 26 years old, and I started going gray. I started having insomnia. I couldn't sleep through the night for 18 months. Started getting sick, I remember I was listening to Eckhart Tolle having panic attacks underneath my dressing table on Broadway. So I'm like living my dream, doing the thing I'd wanted to do since I was, 8, and I was miserable. So thankfully, the girl sitting next to me in the dressing room, she had a harder job than I did, but she was crushing it. I mean, every song this woman sang was a celebration. Every dance she danced was a celebration. Every bite of food, she would be like, "Oh, this is sensational." She was Australian.
Okay.
And I said, "Lady, what do you know that I don't know?" And she said, "I meditate." I was like, "Come on." Because this is 10 years ago, right? So no one was talking about it like they are now.
It's like, and you're in New York, and New Yorkers are like, what is that?
Yeah,
right?
Skeptical, and I didn't believe her, so I just kept going gray, kept having insomnia, kept sucking at my job. And then finally I was so embarrassed about my performance that I thought, I have to try something. So I went along to this intro to meditation talk. I liked what I heard. I signed up for this 4-day course. And Charles, on the first day of the first course, I was meditating. To be honest, I had no idea what that meant, but I was doing something different that I had ever done before, and I liked it.
Okay.
And then that night, I slept through the night for the first time in 18 months.
Oh my gosh.
And I have every night since, and that was almost 10 years ago.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. Then I stopped getting sick, stopped getting injured, stopped going gray. I haven't been sick in 8 years. I'm 37 years old now, and I don't have gray hair, and I was legitimately going gray when I learned. So it's just been sort of revelatory, and it improved my life so much that I left Broadway, went to India, trained for 3 years to be a teacher, and here we are.
That's so great. I mean, I love that, because I feel like every person that I interview, whatever their transformation is, you have to hit some sort of rock bottom or some sort of like place where you surrender to the universe, and you're like, I no longer know what I'm doing. I need something else, a higher power to come in and step in and show me the way, or find myself back.
I think you're right on with that surrendering point, that when we believe that we are the ones controlling our lives and controlling the outcome of our lives, we're closed off to all these opportunities that are available to us. However, one of my missions with Ziva and with meditation is to get people meditating before they hit rock bottom. You know, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to get diagnosed with an incurable illness or to have some nervous breakdown before you start this amazing practice.
And I heard the term that you kind of coined, Ziva Meditation is for busy people. And I love that. I want to learn more. Like, how is it different from other meditation techniques? Where does it come from?
Yeah, so it's a good question. So there's thousands of different styles of meditation. Most of them fall under one of 2 umbrellas, what we would call mindfulness, or there's what I teach, which is basically like a self-induced transcendence style of meditation, which basically means that you are inducing a verifiable 4th state of consciousness. So you're accessing something that's different than waking, sleeping, or dreaming, and in it, you're getting rest that's about 5 times deeper than sleep. And that's not an insignificant point, because when we give our bodies the rest that it needs, it knows how to heal itself. So what I teach is a variation of this self-induced transcendence style of meditation, which is quite different from mindfulness. And when most people hear the word meditation, what they actually think of is mindfulness. So that would be any meditation app, any guided visualization on YouTube, anytime you've focused on your breath or imagined a chakra or had a guided visualization, that's a derivative of mindfulness.
Okay.
Which interestingly was actually originally designed for monks. And so what I teach, even though it's a 6,000-year-old practice, it was designed for people with busy minds and busy lives. So it's actually designed to be integrated into your life. If you have a job and kids and stuff to do, then you have less time in your day with which to meditate. And this was news to me because I thought, well, whatever monks are doing, that it must be more powerful, right? They must be like vibrating or levitating because they're monks. But it's actually the other way around. If you have a job and kids and stuff to do, you have less time to meditate. So you want to really go in and clean house so that you can be the most amazing version of you for your family, for your job. Whereas, like, because monks are meditating all day, they can afford to do something that's a little bit more gentle.
And everything they do is a meditation. So it's like they're in a slower pace. They're very mindful.
They're gardening. It's a meditation. They're walking in the woods. It's a meditation. So they contribute to society in a different way.
So how much time do we have to put aside if we wanted to start Ziva meditation?
So I have 2 ways that people can learn. If they come to New York or LA, the course is 2 hours a day for 4 days. Which is a significant amount of time in this day and age. It's like we want the 5-minute app, we want the quick fix. But if you think about it, it's 2 hours a day for 4 days, and then you have this ridiculously powerful practice to take with you for the rest of your life. Once you graduate, you don't need me anymore. You don't need this center anymore because you can do it anywhere, anytime. Because I believe that any teaching worth its salt makes you self-sufficient. And the thing about meditation is that it's only as good as if you do it. You know, you get the most amazing tool, but if you don't use it, it's not going to do you any good.
It's like going to the best expensive gym, but you never go to the gym.
Or like the best trainer one time. It's like you're not going to look hotter.
For sure. So kind of correlating Ziva meditation to transformation, say it's weight loss, addiction, all these things. How do you see that meditation and Ziva meditation in particular can actually help people? How does it help the mind? How does it help?
Well, in no uncertain terms, meditation is giving you access to your bliss and to your fulfillment in the only place that they reside, which is inside of you.
I love that, because a lot of times we're just looking outside for happiness and all these things.
We all think that it's like on the other side of like this job, this person, this zero in my bank account, this engagement ring, this kid leaving my house. You know, it's like it's this little carrot that gets further and further away. But the trick is it's always right here. It's always right inside. And yet, because most of us don't have a meditation practice at all, and even some people who are meditating don't have a practice that really helps to flood the brain with dopamine and serotonin, which are bliss chemicals, then we still keep searching for it outside. So that is, I would call an addiction anytime you're looking for your fulfillment externally. And because meditation, in my experience, is the fastest and most powerful way to find it internally, weight loss, addiction, workaholism, all of these things, they start to fall away, not because you try, not because you make them, not because it's hard, but because you stop being under the illusion that the fulfillment lies externally, because you just felt it every morning when you wake up. You flood your brain and body with these bliss chemicals, so you can't be under the illusion that the stuff exists externally.
That's so beautiful. What was your personal wake-up call to that epiphany? Like, when did you realize? Like, I know you traveled to India, but when was your like surrendering moment? And you're just like, okay, well, it's not outside of me anymore. Was it when you got on Broadway on the best show ever, and you're like, this is my dream, and I'm not happy?
It's a good question. I'd say it's twofold. One part was, yes, when I got my Broadway debut, I was 22 years old.
Wow, and that's really young.
Thanks, I think. I mean, I was happy that I achieved this goal, which was cool, but the real gift in that was not the attainment of the goal. It was the lesson that I learned from it, because I realized at a very young age that I was more interested in the happiness of pursuit than I was the pursuit of happiness. Because 3 weeks after I got that Broadway show was the saddest I've ever been.
Wow.
Because it felt like my goal had been taken away from me, and I didn't have the wherewithal at 7 years old to set a new goal. And when I was working towards being on Broadway, I was charged up, I was alive, I felt like I was working towards something that was important. And then when I got there, I expected this, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and when it wasn't there, when I still had problems, when I still had challenges, I was pissed. Right? Because I was like, but it was supposed to be sunshine and roses, and it wasn't. So that was part one, but I didn't have the wherewithal at 22 to know that. So I just kept thinking, well, it's the next show and the next job and the next person. Then, to be honest, like the insomnia was fast. Like meditation curing my insomnia was the first day. The sickness was fast. Like all these physical things started healing almost right away. But it wasn't until to be honest, it was a very gradual process of simultaneously up-leveling my consciousness and up-leveling my intellect before I was able to shed those old habits that we've all developed of that chasing, that yearning. And I had some really good teachers too that would point this stuff out to me of like, what's the rush? Where are you trying to get to? Like, what do you think is on the other side of this perceived finish line? And it's still an everyday practice, you know, because we all get caught up in it. We wake up, we meditate, and yet we still want to sleep with that guy. We still want to make $1 million. And the beautiful thing that this style of meditation has given me is this awareness that my desires no longer exist as an indicator of where I need to go to fill myself up. My desires now exist as an indicator of where nature is using me to deliver my fulfillment. And that's a very different way to go through life.
That's a different mentality too. It's like you're asking to be used.
Yes.
Asking your talents to be used wisely to serve others rather than serving my own personal interest.
Right.
I love that. So is there a personal quote that you read recently that really resonates that you want to share with our audience?
So many. Well, the simplest one is from the OG, Rumi.
I love Rumi.
Me too. And it's so simple. It's just what you seek is seeking you.
What you seek is seeking you.
Yeah.
We're going to quote that, and you guys can tweet that.
Tweet it out. What you seek is seeking you.
And where can people find more about Ziva Meditation, and how can they sign up?
Yeah, so it's real simple. It's just Ziva, Z-I-V-A, meditation.com. So Ziva is a Sanskrit word that means bliss. And our website is just zivameditation.com. And on there we have an online meditation training that people can do from anywhere in the world. It's about 15-20 minutes a day for 8 days. And then they have access to this beautiful online community and guided visualization. It gives people a self-sufficient practice.
Ooh, that's so beautiful. Ooh, yay. Well, check it out, you guys. Just leave the links below. And let's ask our audience a question. What's a good question do you have? Have you meditated? Leave a comment below. Let us know what you've tried before and if meditation is part of your daily practice. See you guys soon. Bye.